My favorite slice of life anime is Seinfeld, I think.
Yeah, the OG slice of life anime.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. Hello and welcome back to Kill a Delibird Nation. This is the To Kill a Delibird podcast. Shout out to all of our top fans, all 5 of you who tune in every week. Let's grow that rabid nation of fans. We love the support that we're hearing. Tons and tons of silence, but that's what makes a great podcast, they say.
The silence is deafening.
Deafening and beautiful. No, but seriously, to the people who are following us weekly, love that there are a few of you. We have fun doing this. Hope you have fun listening to it. It's been a great time so far. So yeah, this is To Kill a Delibird. We're a Pokemon analysis podcast. We watch old Pokemon episodes, discuss them. One of us is a Pokemaster. One of us doesn't know that much about Pokemon, but has watched a lot of other anime, read a lot of manga, books, video games, that sort of thing. I'm the one who doesn't know Pokemon. My name's Graham, and my co-host, the Pokemaniac, Kellan. How you doing, Kellan?
I'm lovely.
Lovely. Always lovely.
Always lovely.
If one day you aren't lovely, I don't know what I'll do with myself.
Well, we won't be able to record the podcast.
Yeah.
That's for
and
sure.
I'll be very sad.
Yeah.
So you know how I've been bringing up competing podcasts in different categories? Well, I did another study this week. I found out we are the top podcast to listen to if you are on a beach, standing alone, staring into the sunset. True story.
These are very, very specific
Very
categories
specific.
you're
If you're on a beach with others, with your family, don't listen to our podcast. Like, hang out with your friends. Like, yeah, like that's really that's really weird.
Listener podcast.
But if you're on a beach alone, staring into the sunset, I think our podcast will do it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's other beach-themed podcasts. I found a list, okay? Just Beach It, the Michael Jackson Summer Experience. Just Beach It. We got another one. Socks and Sandals, Sins of the Father. Ooh, that's a scathing one. Here's one of my favorite. Wet Hot Canadian Summer, Stories of a Lake Town Dive Bar. That one's really popular.
And all those stories only take place within like a 2-day period, because that's what our summer is.
Yeah, the 2 days when just tons of teenagers get drunk and try to hook up in a small, seedy town. And then my absolute favorite beach-themed podcast, Sand Everywhere, Summer Vacation with Anakin Skywalker. Thank you.
Sounds like a good one.
Rounds of applause. Rounds of applause. Yeah, do I need to give the disclaimer now that when I do these, I made these up? These are not real podcasts.
No, I think it's funny.
Okay.
I think it's funny to keep
the
joke up
there.
Yeah. Don't break the fourth wall.
Don't break the fourth wall. Okay.
In fact, I know of a beach themed podcast.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, it's called, I believe it's called Son of a Beach, Tales of Conception on the shores. yeah, it's really fucked up.
Like Tales of Conception, like sex stories that resulted in a birth.
It's really fucking weird.
From the perspective of who? Like awkward stories told to children? like oh, my parents told me that of how I was born.
Listeners can send in their stories of children they conceived while on a beach.
Yeah,
they get read out. It's really fucking weird.
Number 1, number 2. Okay, this kid, we had him in the back of a car, but this one was on a beach. Yeah. Cool.
Unfortunately, there aren't that many stories that they could get in, so it only lasted like 5 episodes, but it was enjoyable while it lasted.
A crazy 5 episodes, eh?
Yeah, it was wild.
Well, that is my podcast competition summary this week. Why don't you tell us what we're actually going to talk about this episode?
Today, we are looking at 2 more episodes of the Indigo League arc. We're looking at episode 18, Beauty and the Beach, which is not the episode 18 you would see if you were watching through like Netflix or something. We're going on the original intended Japanese airing order. So episode 18 is Beauty and the Beach, which is a banned episode. It aired once outside of, or in the West, heavily edited. And then also episode 19, Tentacool and Tentacruel, which, while not banned, was pulled from rotation for a time.
Around 9/11. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
shows a city under attack.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
How'd you feel about these episodes?
I thought they were fun. I've never seen Beauty and the Beach.
They're fun.
So it was fun to see an episode fully blind. And I think Tentacool and Tentacruel is a good action-packed episode.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beach has a lot of weird, uncomfortable stuff in it. Mm-hmm. So I can't say I loved it, but it does fit into some nice, kind of breather vacation episode kind of tropes. Tentacruel and Tentacool, or whatever that one's called. Tentacool and Tentacruel? Is that what it's called? Yeah. That episode slaps. I thought that episode was awesome.
A good one.
It's maybe not top compared to, like, okay, there's other episodes that maybe have stronger themes that, like, highlight the strong points of Pokemon, like stuff that really highlights, say, Pikachu's personality. I probably like those episodes the best. But this comes in in a solid second place, where it's just like some weird and wacky over the top anime crap. So I liked that one a lot.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But Beauty and the Beach, let's start with this one. So banned episode, it did air in Japan, but a dub exists. Like, I watched a dub, even though, so they made a censored dub though, because parts of it switched to just Japanese. It was a kind of a weird experience.
Yeah, so this episode did air in the West. It aired 3 years after the initial airing in Japan. It was noted as the lost episode over here. It was heavily cut. It's only 18 minutes long. It cuts out all of the scenes where James has boobs.
Yes, the infamous James has boob scenes. We will get to those. They are as weird as they sound.
They are very strange.
Yeah. So do you know though, after those scenes were cut, they still had a shortened dub, and then why was that still a banned episode? Do you know?
I was trying to find. I thought I read it earlier. I cannot find it again.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, it's all a little bit awkward, the whole episode, so maybe they just played it safe kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just never aired. They aired the heavily dubbed or heavily edited one, and then it's just never been put on any official platforms.
Right.
For airing.
Yeah, and I had no memory of this one, so I doubt. It's very possible, like, even with that original distribution, it's very possible that never happened in Canada even. None of the sources ever mentioned Canadian anime distribution. It's America or nothing.
Yeah, so we did watch the episode. We watched the original dub with the edited out scenes in it, and those scenes were in Japanese because I guess they never got dubbed. So it bounced from Japanese to English a little bit, but overall we still watched an English dub.
Yeah, that's the background into this. Yeah, the kind of the weird nature of this episode. Sorry, I cut you off though. Kick us off.
So the episode starts where we left off last time. The gang is in Porta Vista. It's a beach, so they're gonna go swimming in the ocean. They're gonna have a good time. Brock and Ash are very enamored, or they seem very enamored, seeing Misty in a 2-piece swimsuit, but really they're just shocked that she looks like a girl.
Yeah, this is where the weird stuff starts. Like, there's a lot of pointing out, I don't know, femininity of these characters in a way that's like, it's cool for them to own it themselves, but like, Misty's like a 10-year-old girl. Like, I don't know.
I mean, Ash is a 10-year-old boy, so
yeah, so that's
the character dynamic makes sense.
Yeah. But it's all a little strange. I do like, okay, so they're on the beach, they're having fun. Misty has this like floaty, like a beach ball that's like it's a master ball from the games, right? And what's the whole, okay, maybe you can do a quick rundown, at least just the basics of Pokeballs, right? Like, so we've seen in the show the basic Pokeball, but there's different Pokeballs with different properties, right?
Yeah, in the first gen, there were only 5 different Pokeballs. There's 20-something now, I think.
And what is the point of different Pokeballs?
Well, they have different catch rates based on different situations. It's not really applicable in Gen 1. In Gen 1, it's just Pokeball, Great Ball, and Ultra Ball. and then the Master Ball. And so, like,
And they just have different flat catch rates.
yeah,
right?
so a Pokeball has just a 1 times catch rate. A Great Ball is 1.5 times more likely to catch a Pokemon than a Pokeball is, and an Ultra Ball is twice as likely to catch a Pokemon as a regular Pokeball is. Master Ball catches a Pokemon regardless, and a
It never
Safari Ball is
misses.
the and the Safari Ball. Actually, I think there's some kind of glitch that wasn't intended where you actually can miss with a Master Ball in some situations in Gen 1.
There were a lot of unintended glitches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the Safari Ball is the last ball. I believe it is just a 1 times catch rate, but you're only able to use it in the Safari Zone, and you can't use any other balls.
Right. So
that's Pokeballs in
she's
Gen 1.
holding a beach ball that is fashioned after a Master Ball. Master Ball's the best Pokeball you can get, right? It don't miss.
You only get one of them.
You don't miss.
You only get one of them.
And you only get one. Unless you duplicate them with another glitch.
Yeah, good old missing though.
Okay, so they're playing on the beach. I want to talk about at some point, but maybe I'll save this for the end of this episode, about beach episodes in anime. Because that scene of them playing on the beach basically establishes this as a beach episode. Are you familiar with that as like a cliche or a phrase?
I do, actually. My friends and I talk about it kind of sometimes. If they're planning on going to the beach, we call it a beach episode.
There you go. Yeah, this is a huge cliche. It probably stems from, I mean, for one, there's a whole subgenre of anime called slice of life, which is just watching characters do very normal things. And it sounds boring as heck, and some people do think it's boring. But if you're in the right mood, it's perfect. Like, because you're just like hanging out. It's like a hangout chance, right? So the stakes kind of get lower, and it feels like a bit of a vacation from kind of the regular things. And that's probably why thematically it fits to use the beach so much, because that's a typical Japanese summer holiday. And it's a typical summer outing for a lot of different countries. Here too, although in Canada, like, we don't exactly have tropical beaches. They're a little bit different, but you still go to the lake. So
yeah, and the beaches are just full of freaking rocks and everything. It's just bad.
Or like algae, like weird, like rotten stuff. I went to a lake once where it was so shallow that you could walk across the whole lake, and the bottom of it just felt like rotten. Like we were like sledging through rotten gunk.
Yeah, going to the lake when I was a kid was I was all about the mini golf. That was all I really cared about.
Oh yeah, every lake here has a mini golf course too, and they're awesome because they're kind of like run down a lot, and sometimes the more run down they are, the more fun they are, because like,
no, ours was amazing.
Oh, the one you went to is amazing.
It was such a good mini golf course. There was a hole with like a gigantic funnel, like I'm talking like 7 feet tall.
Whew.
And there was a pachinko machine hole. It was so good.
Oh,
and then
wow.
they gutted it. They gutted it eventually.
It sounds
for some
elaborate.
reason. And I was so upset.
Because I was thinking, I'm sure you've been to ones too that are just like,
I've been to rundown
they're
ones, yeah.
totally run down, but that doesn't make them any less fun in a way. Like I remember me and my friends would really just like huck that ball around, like try to get in the 18th from the 5th or something, like, just because there's no one else there, and it's just, yeah, great times. But that's what the beach episode's really supposed to invoke, and I'll talk more about that a bit later in terms of references to other shows. But this is a beach episode. It's a break from the regular push of the overarching plots. Like, there's very little mention. There is mention of like Ash's goals still, but this doesn't add to that. It's just a fun little break.
Yep.
So the next thing we pop into is Team Rocket. They're up to some crap like usual.
Yeah, so Team Rocket this is the first time we see their large, like, giant Gyarados submarine. I believe we will see it in the future more. They're on the way to Porta Vista. They're going to steal all the Pokemon from all the tourists that are there. And then we cut to, there's really nothing of substance in that scene. Then we cut to the gang, who is on a boat somehow.
Yeah, they're on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Yeah, so Ash didn't borrow the boat. He thought Brock borrowed the boat. But Brock didn't borrow the boat. He was just following Pikachu. So the gang stole a boat.
I am starting to see that when the gang accidentally does something a little bit nefarious, Pikachu's a little bit at the center of it. Remember when they ditched Team Rocket at the bottom of the ocean and we were thinking that was Pikachu just like planning their demise? And this one too, Pikachu's like, what the fuck's money? Let's steal that thing.
Pikachu is a sociopath, I think.
Pikachu's twisted, and we love him.
So they crash into a dock, and we meet Mo.
Well, they crash with the Team Rocket sub and then into a dock.
Yeah.
So that's how Team Rocket's gets entangled in this all too. Their sub,
they ramp off their Gyarados sub, which was sick.
Yeah. I mean, their sub looks sick. It actually looks like super intense. But then inside, it's like a pedal sub. They're all like pedaling on a bike to make it work. It's kind of weird. But they bounce off of it. They hit a dock. Ash is like, the dock hit us. Oh, Ash, you're the dumbest motherfucker.
Where did
I
that
ever
dock
met.
come from? It came out of nowhere.
An old man who I'm pretty sure is a Master Roshi reference. Do you know who Master Roshi is?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Dragon Ball, classic literature. Manga from the 80s, huge deal in anime. And there they meet, Goku is the young boy trying to train to be a great martial artist. And his training happens, a big part of his training happens when he joins Kame Sensei's School of Martial Arts. He's the Turtle Master, also known as Master Roshi. And Master Roshi dresses exactly like this old man who appears in this scene. He's got like a Hawaiian shirt on, a hat, and like a crooked cane, a big wooden cane. The only difference is Master Roshi also has a turtle shell on his back. But other than that, this definitely looked like a Master Roshi nod. So this old master, and okay, by the start of what this old man does, who in the Pokemon anime is called Mo, Master Roshi is also kind of a pervert. And so is this old man, a little bit.
Yeah, he looks at Misty kind of weird, but then he says she reminds him of his granddaughter.
Right, and that is okay, reminds her granddaughter, that's fine. But the look on his face is like kind of pervy, like his cheeks go red and stuff, and you're like, what the heck? In the Japanese, it's another one of these gross underage jokes. He says something like, I can't wait till you're 18 or something. Yeah, like it's oh my god. Like one. Why is a fun kids show podcast that we chose to do, why does it force us to bring up uncomfortable crap like that? Like, figure your shit out, Japan. Like, that's so weird.
I'm assuming
but anyways,
the modern anime has ditched those kind of jokes.
Has ditched that effect. That'd be interesting to pay attention to. Does the sick crap keep up? So
it's very
so
90s.
they try to cover that up in the English. Yeah, it just says rents your granddaughter. Okay, so he's like a grandfather figure. That's cool.
Yeah, and so they're willing to pay for the damages. They don't have the money, so Misty is willing to put Ash and Brock to work to pay for the damages. She doesn't want to work. Which, fair. Who wants to work these days, you know? Am I right?
Am I right? All the youths?
I don't want to get a job, but I have to. I gotta pay rent. Just bullshit.
Yeah. Jobs are...
Rent is bullshit.
Okay.
But rent is bullshit.
I guess. Rent is bullshit.
Rent is bullshit.
Private property should be illegal. No, we're not. We're not that kind of podcast. I don't want to get political. I want to talk about dumb cartoons.
All right, well, let's get back to the dumb cartoon.
Yeah, so we get this parallel scene, which is nice, of Team Rocket washing up on shore, and this like mean old woman who has like a pretty intense voice walks up saying like, "Don't be squatting around my restaurant." And Team Rocket decides, okay, why don't we get a job with her? Because like,
they gotta fix their sub.
That might be fun.
They gotta fix their sub.
They gotta fix their sub, right?
Yeah. You know what's funny about this woman? So Brutella is the name of this woman. In the English dub, the original English censored dub, the Who's That Pokemon was Pidgeotto in that segment. We haven't really talked about it at all. But, like, every episode has a Who's That Pokemon when they go to commercial and you come back. It's like, oh my god, it's Pikachu! The Who's That Pokemon for this episode in the Japanese airing was Brutella.
It was the woman,
yeah.
Like, she's not a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty funny. Yeah, can we describe her? She's got these like Pippi Longstocking kind of braids, but she looks just like really angry all the time. She's small, kind of her arms out in like a Popeye stance. Pretty intense antagonist, I guess. And the big parallel here is that we've got the old man who the heroes are going to work for, and this intense old woman who the Team Rocket's going to work for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like, everything except her face would lead you to believe she's like a young girl, and then you look at her face and she's like, oh, she's like 60.
Yeah, like not even a young girl, like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
She's like somehow like a baby and an ancient woman at the same time.
Which, I mean, you can dress however you want. We don't judge you.
But it's a statement.
It's a statement.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. So Ash and Brock are marketing outside of Moe's restaurant. They're marketing like clam and squid and all these animals that aren't Pokemon.
Oh, that's the part you picked up on. Okay, I gotta call this out. I love when this happens. There are times where me and Kellan will both observe the same scene, and Kellan's takeaways are something like, that doesn't align with the Pokemon world. Did you listen to what they said? It was hilarious. Like, you had me rolling.
I did, but I didn't really write it down.
This is where I want to be a comedy writer for a kids show. You could have so much fun just writing the dumbest shit. Like, and then who edits this? They're just like, yeah, that's good. Brock is like, get your French fried flounder and 7-layered crab cakes. And then he goes, get them while they're cold, people. Okay. Ash says squid on a stick. Okay, that's actually the most normal of the dishes. And then Brock says clam juice snow cones. Get your clam juice snow cones. I was like, I kind of wanted them to keep going. Like, come get your sun-dried scallop sundaes, folks. We got Tuesday's tuna tacos ready for you. It's a Saturday.
I mean, fish tacos are a thing, so that makes sense.
Tuesday's tuna tacos on a Saturday.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. And fresh hot dog water to wash it all down. They could have kept going. Yeah, clam juice snow cones is definitely the grossest of the things that they mentioned. Of the things I mentioned, sun-dried scallop sundaes. That sounds horrible. Mm-hmm. Get them while they're cold.
Sun-dried scallops just sound like they would go bad.
It sounds like a health hazard. Yeah, I'm not really sure if there's probably a way to dry and preserve a scallop, because they do that to like shrimps, but I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't do it because I don't know anything about that.
So nearby, Team Rocket is working at Brutella's restaurant, doing the same thing. Brock notes, hey, Jessie looks pretty good in that uniform too. So,
Yes, Brock's simp moment.
That made me realize this is like the first woman, or Jessie's like the only woman that Brock has met that he hasn't like fallen over
until just now.
Yeah, but even not,
well,
not
he
then
fallen over.
Yeah, he just notes like, oh, she looks good in that too, but he hasn't gone like, holy shit, this is the one, I'm gonna marry this woman. About
he doesn't do it to Misty either.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, or Ash's mom later. Spoilers.
Well, that's. You don't hit on your friend's mom.
Bro, if she was Ash's mom, Brock, you've been aiming in all the wrong places.
So they taunt the gang, and of course Ash wants to immediately jump into a Pokemon battle. Or so it seems. He's going to use the Pokemon to help them work, which is pretty cute.
Yeah, so we got straight up old school restaurant beef served up hot and rare. Team Rocket versus the Heroes. Does the Hero Squad have a name? Like, we need a name for them, so I don't even know what to write them down in my notes as.
I've just been calling them the gang.
Oh, the gang is good. I wrote down A-Team, because A for Ash. Team Rocket versus the A-Team.
We could just call them, like, 50 different things and bounce between every term, every time. Just confuse everybody.
And see if people can keep up. The Squirtle Squad 2. Yeah, so I love this old school rivalry. We got Team Rocket at the fancy restaurant. We got the Heroes at the weird clam snow cone shack. And they're going to have a restaurant off. Ash exactly does what Ash does. Seems like he wants to fight. And then what happens?
He uses the Pokemon to help them work at the restaurant. He's going to have Squirtle and Pikachu pass out flyers. Pidgeotto's going to help fan the flames on the grill, Charmander's going to add fire to the grill, and Bulbasaur's going to help Misty serve the customers. Notably here, when Ash sends out the Pokemon, he says, I choose you, everybody, but Butterfree is absent.
You catch that stuff.
Where is Butterfree? And this made me think, like, wait, hold up. Are we in the completely wrong order here? Because, like, has he gotten rid of Butterfree? No, it's just an error. Butterfree's back next episode.
It's possible that there was some, like, creative discrepancies that happened out of order. Like, it's possible that episodes were worked on out of order. I think especially this first season was, like, a little bit chaotic. They're just, like, trying to pump out this thing to align with, like, game releases and stuff. Like, I imagine it was a hustle.
Yeah. It was probably a total mess.
It looks like Misty in the one scene is serving a beer.
That seems illegal.
Illegal, folks. 10-year-olds shouldn't serve beer.
10-year-olds shouldn't be serving.
10-year-olds shouldn't be serving.
The first place.
Yeah, good call out. Good call out.
So Team Rocket is up to their old shenanigans, as usual. They're gonna sabotage Meow's restaurant. Meow's gonna...
Well, because this Pokemon scheme where they're getting all the Pokemon to help at the restaurant, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Like, suddenly there's tons of people here. I like how everything's happening within, like... I mean, it feels like this happens within 20 minutes. Suddenly tons of people are like, this restaurant sucks. Then tons of people are like, this restaurant rules.
This restaurant has Pokemon walking around, which should not be a novel concept in the world of Pokemon. Like,
in the Pokemon world.
How has no one thought of this?
They definitely have.
Not in
maybe
this
not
section.
on this.
Not
Maybe
this
not
island.
on this weird little island.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So Meowth uses a big fan to blow away the flyers from Pikachu and Squirtle. Adds too much fuel to the grill to char the food, and adds classic cartoon shenanigans, the banana peel, to make Misty and Bulbasaur slip.
Wah, wah. When he adds all the fuel to the grill, I was like, he just like killed everyone.
Yeah.
Like that grill exploded.
Yeah.
Can we get that cartoon murder happening? And Meowth puns here are on fire. He's like, look at the flyers. Get it? They're flying. They're flyers. You get it? Like practically looks at the camera. Flyers. Do you get it? They also call Moe's restaurant the Twerpateria.
Yeah, that was funny. I liked that.
Yeah, and all the customers leave. It's like 20 minutes. They're just these customers are just so, yeah, gut impulse.
You can't
like,
please
they run in there. Okay.
You just
Misty
can't
falls
please
on
them.
Misty falls on a banana peel, and everyone's like, fuck this. Banana peel's falling over. Fuck this place. Fuck it.
And so Brutella threatens to take away Moe's boat if he can't pay. I gathered that Brutella is like the landlord here in the situation or something.
Sure what it feels like, yeah.
Which,
well, so they're
that's
all
not
sad
a
in
job.
Moe's restaurant now because all of the people left, right? And Brutella runs in, and they kind of have this encounter, and yeah, we found out that Moe owes Brutella money. And yeah, it does feel like she's like the landlord of this area, I guess.
yeah, which, get a real job, am I right?
Am I right?
Am I
told
right?
you I didn't want to get political. Landlords, who needs them?
And the gang promises Moe that they'll find a way to make that money in the next 24 hours, even though they have no plan.
Right, because so Brutella says like if he doesn't cough up if they can't find Moe's money, she's gonna take the boat. She's gonna seize his boat, and he wants this boat to sail around the world. He's got this big attachment to the boat. They empathize with him, you know, and Ash is kind of trying to pump his tires a bit, and then a wild oak appears.
Yeah, Oak is here.
Random.
And then so is Mom.
Oh, that was suspicious.
Yeah.
Oak and the mom just rolling.
Yeah.
This episode possibly has the most evidence to the whole Oak and Ash's mom being a couple theory.
Oh, absolutely. They're
Yeah, 'cause
totally
they
on
seem
a
tight
weekend
as
getaway. They're totally on a weekend getaway to fuck.
They fucking.
Yeah. They tell Ash, we'll explain why we're here later, which is clearly a way for them to come up with an excuse as to why they're here.
Yeah, the other thing is like, okay, so when people talk about the whole theory that Oak and Ash's mom are a couple, they kind of make it sound like kind of creepy, like Oak is like sending away Ash to get with the mom. I think it's an age appropriate matchup. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's weird. It it's perfectly fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's an issue. I don't know why it's seen as like weird.
Yeah, it's just a funny theory.
And he's the
Chill
closest
out.
thing to a father figure for Ash.
Yeah. So Oak tells them about the Porta Vista Pokemon costume and beach beauty contest. This is how they're going to make their money. All of these people are looking for something to eat, so they're going to advertise the place, and then they're also going to enter the contest because there's a cash prize.
Right, and this sudden turn into like, oh, there's like a weird contest we can use to make the money in is very like 60s, 70s sitcom. It's very like Happy Days.
Yeah.
Like, okay, or Archie comics. Like Archie needs to fix his jalopy, so he's gonna enter a beauty contest to raise money. Well, Jughead eats all the cheeseburgers.
It's classic. We need a storyline. We need money, so we're gonna throw in this random event that just so happens to be today.
Contest. Yeah, that just happens to be right now.
Yeah. So I noted Pidgeotto's like sending out all these flyers. Pidgeotto is sending out like hundreds of these flyers. Pidgeotto is littering all over the place.
Pidgeotto, eco-terrorist.
Come on, Pidgeotto. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Come on.
And then we get the actual excuse as to why Delia and Oak are there together. They're here with a tour group.
Delia?
Yeah, that's Mom's name.
Oh, shout it out. We got Ash's mom has a name. I did not know that. I just been calling her Ash's mom.
I don't know when they say it in the show, but
it hasn't come up in the show yet.
I don't think so, but it's just what her name is.
I don't think so either. Delia.
Anyway, they say they're here with a tour group.
Ketchum.
They say they're here with a tour group. Sure. Yeah, okay.
Their tour group, the Pallet Town Volunteer Patrol.
Sure.
How is that even the name of a tour group? Is it a volunteer group or a tour group? Like, I don't really understand what they're doing.
It's because it's a lie.
They're there to fuck folks.
They're just there.
Like consenting adults do. when they want to. And
that's what consenting means, yeah. The beauty contest is on. Brock is doing the announcing. How the fuck did he get this job?
I know, I laughed so hard because it's like, okay, yeah, this same day huge beauty contest event is happening that it has like thousands of people. Brock just found out about it, and suddenly he's like, how's it going, folks? We got a bunch of hot ladies on stage. Misogynistic speedrun coming at you.
Yeah, so before they go to the stage, we hear the announcer over the loudspeakers. We don't see him. And I thought to myself, that sounds a lot like Brock. But it can't be Brock. That wouldn't make any sense. It's probably just the voice actor, and they just didn't really try to change the voice at all. But no, it's just fucking Brock.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I'd like to think that there is a bit of a backstory there of Brock like knocking out the actual MC and taking his place or something. Like Brock just getting weird with it.
Yeah, that's one scene we could have really used to explain that shit.
Right, it'd be double canceled then.
So you say like amongst all of this misogynistic stuff and whatever, Misty makes a very good commentary point. She's walking down. She said, "This is totally degrading and embarrassing." Look at that, Misty.
Yeah, she's suddenly embarrassed, even though she wanted to be in the beauty contest. Yeah, I guess that's a save. I don't know. I mean, it's also weird to have a crowd of people reviewing the aesthetics of a child. Is that what you refer to that? But that's a thing. That's like those child beauty pageants,
which are fucked up.
You know what? Those are weird.
Those are fucking weird,
folks. Those are weird. Those are weird. This was weird. Everything's weird. So, the more interesting part, I guess, of this contest, though, or the more fun part is like the idea is it's like a human beauty contest. And then you have your Pokemon, like, dress up, kind of, or make, like, a costume. So she's got Squirtle and Starmie pretending to be a UFO. They're, like, dressed up as, like, an alien UFO spaceship thing.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
It's pretty funny.
But Brock says it's a Staryu. It's not a Staryu. It's a Starmie.
Oh, Brock is just, like, so... His head is boiling over this contest. He's not even thinking straight. Because we know he knows the difference between a Staryu and a Starmie. Like, the guy is arguably the most Pokemon savvy of the three.
Yeah, and so after the UFO scene with Squirtle and Starmie, we get we cut to a scene that is in full Japanese, because this is one of the scenes that was cut from the English dub. Jesse and James burst onto the stage in a scene that wasn't localized, where James has these very large inflatable breasts.
Yeah, so Jesse and James hit Misty out of the way. They're both in women's two-piece bathing suits, and James has very large breasts. And at first, it doesn't even explain it, and then you see him, like, pumping them up.
Yeah.
So I guess they're, like, these inflatable things, like, so he's, and in the Japanese, like, they get into this weird, very ham-fisted gender discussion. Misty's like, aren't you a guy? And he's like, I'm a really hot lady or something. And I don't know. And he's got these giant honkers he's inflating. Yeah, I mean, I guess I get why this was cut. And not just because it's gross, it's also just fucking stupid. Like, if you're gonna cut an episode, like, yeah, cut this one. It's so nonsensical.
It's one of those things that is like, when they were writing this originally, who came up with this idea? And how was it greenlit? Like, this is a children's show? Why
the editing on the writing is non-existent.
Why do we need, like, a scene where James shows off his boobs in a children's show? That's just strange.
Pumps up his inflatable breasts.
It's very weird.
It is weird. Let's say it. Yeah, let's call it what it is. Weird.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
It's fucking
call
strange.
An inflatable boob.
And so Ekans and Coughing enter in a costume. They're supposed to be like this Ammonite or something. I'm not even entirely sure about this.
And what's an Ammonite? It's another of the ancient Pokemon or whatever?
Yeah, it's the other fossil Pokemon from Gen 1.
Yeah, I didn't get what this was about either.
It didn't really look like one.
So Team Rocket in this contest was just stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well,
between pump up boobs and a nonsensical Pokemon costume, I don't know what they were doing.
When is Team Rocket not stupid?
Well, that's true. Mm-hmm. Episode 2, remember, they were menacing in episode 2 and never again.
Mm-hmm. And so Gary crashes the stage now, kicks Ekans and Coughing
Oak's,
off.
grandson, who's Ash's rival, is suddenly there. He apparently came with Oak.
Yeah, and he's there with like 6 of his fan club girls, who Brock is kind of having a field day about.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, Gary, you rule. You brought 6 awesome women with you. Ash sucks. I'm going with Gary. Go with Gary and the crew.
Yeah, he starts like talking shit about Ash, and Ash, of course, being Ash, isn't going to have it and challenges Gary to a battle. Apparently, Gary doesn't have his Pokemon with him, which I don't buy for a second.
Yeah, this episode makes no sense.
No, not at all.
Like, I think it's good this episode was banned, and I'm not going to get into conversations about censorship and stuff, because I think that requires some nuance that this isn't really the place to come to for that discussion. So I'm not going to get into the censorship of it, but good it was banned, because this episode just isn't very good. It just kind of sucks.
They just ban all the bad episodes.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
So now Team Rocket crashes the contest with the Gyarados sub. Ash has to be the one to tell everybody at the beach that it's not a real Gyarados, because everyone else is apparently really stupid.
And how does Ash know? He actually hasn't seen it yet, right?
No, but he knows Team Rocket is there, and so...
yeah, so he just puts it together.
Yeah. Puts 2 and 2 together for once in his fucking life.
Well, that's the thing. That's the real sloppy writing here, is Ash being the smart one.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 brain cells McGee here calling the shots.
So Team Rocket tries to murder this child with a heat-seeking missile. So he sends out Pidgeotto and Charmander to the banging music in the background.
Oh, the music slaps.
Okay,
here. It goes hard.
I want to talk about this for a second. Remember last episode, our last podcast episode, there was a moment where you said that the music in the background was banging, and then there was a moment where I said the music in the episode was banging.
Mm-hmm.
those two moments and this moment, it's all the same music.
It's the same song?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that. I was just like, oh my god, electric guitar is cool. It was like a monkey brain moment.
Yeah, in an epic moment in the show, they always bust out that same tune.
Yeah, I know that's like a classic Pokemon theme, right? Song, right? From from one of the games.
Yeah, it's a rendition of like the theme of the regular theme.
But when they add on the like power boosted like butt guitars, it slaps extra hard.
It's the same song, but it gets me hype every time.
It gets me hype. Well, it reminds me of like in these like PS2, GameCube era Dragon Ball Z fighting games. It had this just really like kind of tacky, over the top butt rock music that fucking slaps. Like, it's cheesy, but it's fun.
Yeah. So I just find that really funny. We were talking about the same music in different moments.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
So he sends out Pidgeotto and Charmander to redirect the missile. It blasts into Team Rocket, who run away into the restaurant. The sub destroys it, sends them all blasting off
into the fancy restaurant. So they blow up the fancy restaurant. And something I'm not sure if we called out. So the whole reason that Team Rocket was attacking the event, they were being blackmailed by Brutella.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So she's quite the she's a bit of a sketchy force on this island.
Which I don't see why Team Rocket would go along with blackmail, considering they're Team Rocket. They could just like go away. They could just ride the sub off into the sunset. But whatever.
Yeah. I maybe that just shows how game nods to game kind of thing. They're like, well, Brutella's really sleazy, so we kind of like that.
And so Mo is off now. He's going to go sail the world. We don't know how he got that money for it. He didn't have the money to keep his restaurant afloat. How he has the money to sail around the world, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the gang says bye to Oak and Mom. They're off to get... They're off to see if they can continue their journey. Mom is holding a trophy. I thought this was implying that that Ash's mom won the beauty contest, but it's not, unfortunately.
She should. Give it to her.
Yeah, it zooms in. I can't read the Japanese on it, but on the English dub, it says, first place in our hearts, Ashketchum. So they gave him a trophy for saving the city. I wish they hadn't zoomed in, and the implication was that Delia won the beauty contest somehow.
I mean, she is the hottest. Sure. Let's give it up for Ash's mom, folks. Woohoo! Ash's mom! Man, beauty contests are stupid.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
And that's the episode.
Yeah, so it's a literary hour with Graham. So I don't love the comparisons here, but I'm gonna make them. You know, even when we hurt our muscles, we take these stretches, right? That's what this podcast's all about.
Yep.
So I thought of like competing restaurants. So there's Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain, behind the scenes of the restaurant industry. Very good book. A lot of cocaine in it. Very
classic literature.
Very classic literature. Okay, but another classic, Old Man in the Sea by Hemingway, about an old man who goes off in the sea. It's really about enduring hardships and the brutality of life, and sort of like where our peace comes in regards to like how savage in our relationship with the external world can be. It's actually a pretty depressing book. But I thought there was energy of Mo and his restaurant and kind of what he's idealizing that sort of aligns with that. Is he's enduring these hardships, even in regards to his restaurant, like when it was collapsing or when their business was going out, he was kind of like, well, look on the bright side, we tried our best, like shit happens. And I think that that's a lot of what Old Man in the Sea is about. It is a depressing book. Did you have to read Old Man in the Sea in school?
No.
Okay, so it's about an old man on the sea. He's out there catching a giant fish, and he spends like several days catching this fish, and then he catches it, and then when he's bringing it back to homeland, which takes him another several days, the fish, like, it's too big for his boat, so he has to tie it on the side, and it gets eaten by sharks, all of the meat that he got. And so he gets back to town after being like 5 days at sea, and he's got nothing to show for it.
Aw, poor guy.
Yes. Classic literature, folks. It'll bum you out. But okay, what I think's more interesting is the anime beach episode trope. So I talked before about how this is like a cliche in anime, is the beach episode, slice of life, how you're just like chilling out with the characters. And this really became a thing because it's such a characteristic sort of Japanese vacation, as it is a lot of other places. But that break from the hustle and bustle of working life, I think, is like so meaningful if you look at Japanese work culture, which is brutal and exhausting, and like working like extreme hour days and not taking very much vacation. So those like moments at the beach are like extra special. And I think that's why anime really goes to those kind of fun beach episodes where nothing really happens. I found an article, Beach Episodes, The History of an Infamous Anime Tradition by Jason Mewell. Shout out that article on Medium if you want to look into the history a bit. But he was claiming the first beach episodes from 1984, Rumiko Takahashi's Urusei Yatsura, which Lum is from. Lum is a very popular character. She's like a hot alien lady who comes down and lives with like a dude and lots of hijinks. I've actually read that whole manga, and it's really long, but it's a blast, and it's really stupid and silly, but it has like this aesthetic, right? Everything's like when you look at the art, you're like a Japanese pop song starts playing in your head. It's like just got such a style. So he's saying that it's about the 80s when that kicks off, and Rumiko Takahashi, most people probably know her as the artist of Inuyasha. A lot of her stuff has beach episodes. And then by the 90s, it was basically common. Like every anime has a beach episode. And they always do like typical things in a lot of them that we didn't see in this episode. One of the things a lot of them has is the breaking of the watermelon. Like there's like a ritual where they have a watermelon and they tie somebody's, they give them a blindfold and then they have to break the watermelon with a bat. That's like for some reason in all of them. So I guess that's like a game Japanese children play.
Sounds like a Gallagher bit.
It does sound like a Gallagher bit. Maybe they're all just big like absurdist comedy fans.
They just all really love Gallagher.
Yeah, all the kids.
Rest in peace.
And now to do an impression of our favorite prop comedian. Yeah, so that's my take on that. A little bit meandering, a lot of stretches like usual. Shout us out in the comments. Are these fun? Are these stupid? The literary hour. I think they're fun. If you say they're stupid, we're gonna do 2.
My favorite slice of life anime is Seinfeld, I think.
Yeah, the OG slice of life anime, Seinfeld. That's good. It kind of is a slice of life anime.
It's a show about nothing.
Just hanging out with the people in a parking garage.
Yeah.
Waiting
All right, yeah, let's get to the rating.
At a Chinese restaurant. Oh yeah,
let's
the
get
rating.
To the rating. I assumed that's what you were going for.
I was gonna just leave this episode behind. It sucks. No, I'm kidding.
No, we have
Let's
to rate
it. Rate it. So, the 4-pour, the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective ratings. We draw random categories. Feel free to send us ideas for categories, either in the comments or at tokilladeliBird@gmail.com. Let's hear our first category, Kellan.
Our first category will be Ash Moron Moments.
Okay,
Stealing a boat
Ash,
for one.
moron moments. Yeah, stealing the boat was pretty dumb. But then he actually is smart, I guess, when he notices that the Gyarados is fake. He forgets about his Butterfree.
Yeah, what the fuck, Ash? You just had like a whole mini arc in the last couple episodes about how you didn't want to get rid of your Butterfree, and then you forget about him. Come on. Do better.
Yeah, so I don't know. This isn't as Ash moronic high points as usual.
No.
So maybe just like a 5.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Okay. Next
and second category is Misty's exasperation.
Okay. Does she have any big issues with the group? She's got water drop on her head kind of during the beauty contest, and again arguing with Team Rocket. There's some good exasperation.
She throws the Master Ball beach ball at Ash when he says that she looks like a girl.
Oh, that's a classic one.
That's a good
one. Actually, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so 7?
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Nice. Read
So
my
6.
mind.
6. We're on the same page a lot, which is weird.
Yeah, because we also disagree about stuff. I mean, we're discussing the episodes, so by then we get to rate them. Like, we've informed each other of our opinions, and that might be why we align on things.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it'd be funnier if we, like, rated them before, so we get, like, 2s and 10s or something.
Yeah, we disagree on a lot of things. Like, I think little animation errors are interesting, and you tell me to shut the fuck up about it.
I find details boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Every time I bring up a weird animation error, you're like, "Do you really care about that?" You seem to forget that I have a degree in film production.
I do forget that. You're right. Well, that's why you care about it. Why didn't you just say that? I thought it was because you were so Pokemon obsessed.
You knew this.
Well, I didn't think about it that hard. Good point.
You still look at me as the young cousin that spams Pikachu Thunderbolt in Smash Bros.
Dude, Pikachu Thunderbolt is classic. It is true that it's it is hard probably, like other people who have like younger people in their lives as they grow up. Yeah, it does take a while, right? Because it's like, and that's on us. That's on the old people to
what
just
the fuck,
acknowledge that you've grown up. But it is easy to forget,
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to episode 19.
Episode 19 is awesome.
Tentacool and Tentacruel.
This is a top episode for me because it's like
a good one. It's
got some weird sci-fi over-the-top nonsense, monster mayhem, crazy kaiju action. It's also kind of like a disaster movie, starring The Rock, where he has to get everybody out of LA.
And it's not in the jungle, though. It can't be The Rock. It's not in the jungle.
I know people make that joke. I think there's just as many like stupid movies that look exactly the same of The Rock in like a destroyed city, or just like a city that where like a lot of crap's going down. I think those are the two he thrives in, either in jungle or like the middle of LA.
Either way, I like The Rock.
Me too. He's an entertainer. He gets a lot of shit
for playing like the same role over and over again. I still like him. I think he's a fun actor.
I think he's a fun actor too. Like he's the kind of actor where like you know what you're getting with his movies. You know what I mean? And I think that's okay.
It's like Ryan Reynolds.
The thing. Yeah, here's the thing. I like a good meal, right? Like I like going to like a fancy restaurant or getting something brand new or trying a new cuisine. But I also like McDonald's, right? So just because Citizen Kane or 12 Angry Men exist doesn't mean I can't also like The Rock.
Yeah, doesn't mean I can't like watch Red Notice and have it be like not a great movie, but I still enjoyed it because it was just fun to watch.
It's just fun, yeah.
Like it was like
allow us to like.
Critically, Red Notice is like I think pretty low on the radar, but like I like Dwayne Johnson, I like Ryan Reynolds. Watching it was a fun time, so shut the fuck up, critics. I don't care what you think.
My favorite movie is Fast 5. I don't think that's a joke either. I really like Fast 5. It's so dumb.
I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, so here's the thing about Fast and the Furious. And I know this is a huge detour, but I have to talk about Fast and the Furious on this podcast at some point. Okay, so the first one is like a decent to okay kind of like drama about like street racers who steal cars and stuff. And it's a kind of a Point Break ripoff where one of them's a cop, one of them's the street racer. Lots of dramatic stuff goes down, okay? Starting, and then 2 and 3 are these kind of like mid-budget, not very good. They were in theaters, but they almost have the feel of like a straight to DVD. They turned it into like really like an action schlock fest, but they were kind of like, yeah, not that into it. Still kind of trying to be the actual story, but Vin Diesel isn't in them at all. And then starting with 4, Vin Diesel comes back, and they were basically like we could turn these into the weirdest, dumbest, over-the-top action movies where they're basically superheroes. And then starting with 5 on, like, the stuff they do is so over-the-top and crazy. They start bringing back characters from all the other movies, and they basically form, like, a street racing superhero team, where whenever there's, like, something, like a global disaster is happening, they're like, we need the best street racers to solve this crisis. So they bring in all of these street racers who do like combat with cars, and they fight like a submarine, and then they're like almost in space, and there's one part where they're like parachuting with their cars, like flying in the air. It's so weird and amazing.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of off the walls these days.
Oh, it's so off the walls, and so's this episode.
Yeah, let's get to the actual episode. We're almost an hour in. We haven't even started on the second episode.
Because we're having a good time.
So the gang is stranded in Porta Vista. They're waiting on a ferry. They missed the last ferry. It's going to be like 3 more hours until they get the next one. They're waiting to go back to the mainland.
Yeah, the narrator says they missed the boat, and the crew is like really like bummed out about this, to the point where I figured like, oh, they have no way off the island. They don't know how to get off. I thought that's what was going on. And the narrator's just like, the next ferry won't leave for 3 more hours. I was like, that's not that big of a time. Like, that's not that big of a deal.
When you're waiting specifically for one thing, 3 hours feels like a fucking lifetime.
Especially to a kid.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Is this is like the child storytelling lens? Probably.
Yeah.
Because that does feel like a long time.
As a kid, the drive to see you guys like over Christmas and stuff felt like an eternity.
Oh, yeah. It does feel like a long time as a kid. And actually, now that doesn't sound long at all.
All right. So we see a horsey, and it's got a black eye, which is really sad. Oh. And Dexter calls it a dragon Pokemon, which it's...
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So this horsey is a seahorse kind of Pokemon. It looks like a seahorse. It's a cute little blue seahorse. And this one has a black eye, very sad. They also say there's no Pokemon Center around. I found that surprising.
Yeah, that seems like an oversight in the development of this island.
Yeah, and so what's the deal with it? Because it's not a dragon.
Yeah, it's classified as the dragon Pokemon. That's its category. It's not a dragon type, though. Kingdra is, when it eventually evolves in Gen 2.
Oh, okay.
So it evolves into Seadra. Seadra's not a dragon type either, but then Kingdra in Gen 2 is part dragon.
So it kind of makes sense, even though it's wrong.
Yeah. It's like how they classify Arcanine as the legendary Pokemon, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, a lot of these things, like in Gen 1, I think they're just trying to figure this out, like, you know, what the systems are and stuff like that. And some of the things didn't quite land in terms of lore, and then they sort of, tried to retrofit some of the things later, it feels like.
So it spews ink in the ocean depicting a Tentacool and a Tentacruel. The gang doesn't know what this is, though. It's pretty obvious to the viewers, I think, if you know Pokemon.
If they know Pokemon. But for listeners, okay, so it spews these pictures. Let's describe this, because I can't assume that people know what these are. But they're basically like jellyfish Pokemon. They look kind of a little more sinister, like jellyfish monster kind of things, right?
Yeah.
And out at sea, when they're that's pretty much it. Jellyfish monsters. So the gang's chilling there. You know, there's the horsey, that sort of thing. There's suddenly like a big boat accident out at sea.
Yeah, a boat blows up in the distance. You can see in the distance there's some sort of like construction going on.
Yeah.
And this nearby boat blows up. And so Misty sends out her water Pokemon to go save the people, which, good on you, Misty.
Good on you. Yeah, she really gets it together. And this is a bit of a Misty episode in some ways, because it is about the sea a lot and the connection with that. And Misty is sort of the spokesperson for water Pokemon, for the ocean, for nature. So she gets all the water Pokemon kind of rallied up, and they're saving people, and they pull out this one sailor who's paralyzed. It's terrible! He's giving an Oscar-worthy performance. And he's saying he's got to tell the boss of what's going on. Got to tell the boss.
So that woman comes back, but it's actually not that woman. She looks just like Brutella from the last episode, but this is Nastina, and she's the big boss around here.
We found out later they're cousins.
Yeah,
right?
These scenes are changed a lot from the original, because the last episode wasn't aired in the West, and so the original dub had them seeing Nastina and being like, oh my god, this is the same woman from before, and she's like upset that she's being recognized as a different person
Ah,
multiple times, both by the gang and by Jesse and James. So those scenes are changed quite a bit because
because that would make sense.
according to the Western canon, they never met Brutella. So
Right. And if you did watch the previous episode like we did, that mistake makes sense and is like a totally appropriate joke because this woman looks just like the last woman.
Mhm.
Except that she's like wealthier, obviously wealthier, right? And
Yeah.
she's got these like half naked dudes who hang around her, like four
They're
of
just
them.
wearing Speedos.
They're just wearing Speedos and they hold fans and they like pose all the time. They're kind of awesome, but it's a little weird.
Yeah. So she's building the world's biggest resort out on the water. She knows that the Tentacool are what's interfering with the construction. She wants them exterminated.
She hates tentacles. She
Hates
can't even.
tentacle.
You can't even eat them. She
Yeah.
says.
What the fuck?
You probably can. Have you ever had jellyfish?
No.
It's doesn't taste like a lot, but when they put it in dishes, it's not bad.
Isn't jellyfish just like nothing? How do you get any meat out of a jellyfish?
It's like a chewy kind of thing from the outside. That's why it's definitely gotta be in like a sauce and on rice or something. Yeah, it's not bad, but
I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. I just don't see how it's edible. It doesn't seem like
not,
anything.
It's not like a must eat.
Yeah.
Should have said in the comments if you think jellyfish is a must eat. I think there could be really good jellyfish dishes. I would try more. I've had it a bit, and I thought, oh yeah, okay, this is all right. But yeah, it's just kind of like a chewy mouthfeel kind of dish.
So Nastina is offering whoever can exterminate the Tentacool with a bunch of food and $1 million and access to the hotel. Brock and Ash can be bought with just the food, though. Which,
yeah, they're like, are those pork ribs? Yo, you got pork ribs? We're down if those are pork ribs.
Misty ain't having it, though.
No, she's like,
she's not here for it.
You sellouts.
Misty thinks Tentacool is cute.
Yeah, that's nice.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Misty's storming out of there. She's like, doesn't that old woman make you sick? Ash is like, well, she's not really my type. Ew.
Ew.
Oh.
Roasted. So she thinks Tentacool is cute.
Yeah.
I think what's cute is like the next shot where Horsey and Pikachu are playing in an inflatable pool.
Yeah, so they left, the Horsey, I guess, to Pikachu. They'd given it a potion, comes back, okay, the Horsey's healthy. But yeah, where they left them is sitting in like a kiddie pool in the middle of the road.
Makes no sense.
And Pikachu can go into like lounging mode in the snap of a fingers. Mm-hmm. He's like chilling back with a drink. I don't know where he's always getting these fruity drinks from.
I don't know, and I don't care because I love it.
I like it
so
too, yeah.
cute. So Nastina is offering $1 million to anyone in the city who's able to exterminate the Tentacool.
Yeah, because so the crew has turned down her offer, basically. Mm-hmm. So she goes on like an all-out assault over the megaphones in the city. $1 million for whoever takes out all the Tentacools, because they're the whole town is here that's stopping the resort. Yeah, and Misty's like, no one's gonna help her, and then suddenly like this just horde of people show up, like an absolute crowd that would like trample people's size, like Mufasa who dat kind of trampling.
Yeah, I think $1 million would make anybody question some of their morals.
Oh, money makes people do radical things. Yeah, and I'm sure lots of these people don't like the tentacles either, right? Yeah, like it's a complicated relationship with nature sometimes.
And then I also noted Nastina has a fucking tank. Where did what?
Yeah, so the crowd of people swarm the port. They're ready to get in on this tentacool hunting action, and Nastina rolls up with a tank. Not like absolute tank, like absolute unit, like literally an army certified military tank.
So Team Rocket shows up now. Finally, Team Rocket's back. Mm-hmm. They're here for that reward, and they're going to use the super secret stun sauce to paralyze all of the Tentacool, grab them up, open up a fish market, not realizing you can't eat Tentacool.
Yeah, they just said before you can't eat them, so that was kind of misleading. Of course, Team Rocket joins in. Nastina kind of recruits them.
Yeah, and so they go out on their boat with their super secret stun sauce to the Tentacool horde, but the Tentacool stop them. There's like a couple thousand of these things.
Yeah, like 10,000 tentacles surrounding this.
One of them blows up their boat.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. So the tentacles all have these like red orb looking things on their heads. Misty calls them the rubies of the sea earlier, and from it that tentacool like shoots a laser beam. Is this a thing? Is this a Pokemon game thing?
I don't know what move that would be.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
it looks cool.
I'm gonna look.
And
I'm gonna
it's
look
like
at Tentacool's Gen 1 moveset and see what
these
it could
tentacles look kind of alien. Like they're jellyfish, but they're like they kind of incorporate like some DC Comics esque sort of alien design. I get mad like Brainiac invading Metropolis vibes during this whole part.
In Generation 1, by level up, Tentacool learns Acid, Supersonic, Wrap, Poison Sting, Water, Gun, Constrict, Barrier, Screech, and Hydro Pump. None of those moves seem like they would be a laser.
None of them look like a laser beam, eh?
So I don't know what move that could be.
They look sick, though. Firing my laser.
Yep. Closest thing I can find is that in its stadium dex entry says fires beams of light from its clear eyes. But that's not even what happened.
That's not what happens. It's a straight up red laser.
But I'll allow it because it's cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. So they blow up the boat. Team Rocket's super secret stun sauce spills overboard onto one of the Tentacool, which causes it to evolve into a Tentacruel and grow to enormous proportions.
Yeah, and the gang at least kind of answers my immediate questions right away in the moment, because like this Tentacruel is like a skyscraper big, like it's humongous, and I was like, is that how big they are? And suddenly Brock's like, they're only supposed to be 7 feet tall. Okay, good, thank you. Okay, so this is weird because it's not 7 feet tall, it's like 7 stories tall, like it's huge.
The average Tentacruel is about 5'3".
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's like a small human even.
Yeah, so I'm taller than it.
Nice, and they call it Gangster of the Sea.
Yeah. So the Tentacruel and the Tentacool are all storming the city now. They cause a big tidal wave, and they start destroying the city.
Yeah, this gets crazy. Okay, so this is beyond just, okay, some jellyfish are stopping us from building this resort. We're also harboring the jellyfish. This is like an alien invasion now. It's Independence Day or something like that. Like, and they're straight up destroying the city. Like giant buildings are falling over. There's water everywhere. They're firing lasers. And the Tentacool squad with this one giant Tentacruel almost seem like a hive mind. Like it kind of feels like they're like communicating all together at once on this action.
So it's this scene and the subsequent scenes that got this episode pulled from rotation for a long time after 9/11 happened. Kids WB decided they didn't want to air this episode after that because of the destruction of the skyscrapers. Though that clip remained in the theme song, interestingly enough.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it aired once and was never showed again until Cartoon Network also began airing the series. And then in 2005, it was pulled for a couple weeks because of Hurricane Katrina as well.
Okay, makes sense. It's pretty drastic imagery. Like they're really messing up this scene.
They're fucking it up.
This episode is so off the rails in a way because sort of some of the tones and stakes, like they just go really high here. And I do like the Tentacruel and Tentacools a lot, though, as like a kind of a scary alien force. So what happens next is the Team Rocket is stuck up on a pole while they're hiding from the tidal wave, but they don't know where Meowth is. The Tentacruel has Meowth, okay, and it's a
Tentacruel world.
Oh, it's a Tentacruel world. That's great. It starts using Meowth to talk. Like, so it like psychically transmits the hive mind language through Meowth's voice, and Meowth is like talking like the arbiter of the aliens, and it's kind of creepy and awesome. He's like, He's declaring the Tentacruel's purpose, right, to the humans. You humans have been destroying our ocean. Like, he's got this like alien voice. You humans will not stop destroying our homes, so we shall destroy your homes. It's awesome.
Yeah, come on, Tentacruel. Don't you know an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind?
Yeah, Tentacruel, just
Tisk,
sue
tisk.
them like normal adults.
Take them to court.
Take them to court.
So Tentacruel calls Horsey the spineless one because Horsey's trying to reason with it. Tentacruel calls it spineless, but I want to say jellyfish don't have spines.
Oh, yeah. That was I think a joke. Is that Tentacruel is like, Horsey,
Literally
you piece
spineless.
of shit. Horsey, you piece of shit. You do not have a spine. Siding with the humans. I do not have a spine. Literally.
Yeah. So here's another moral quandary that the Tentacruel comes with. Why are these Pokemon on the side of the humans? Why are they fighting for humans?
Yeah, so all the
They're
Pokemon in this scene that the Tentacruel's just like calling out. He's like, "You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Hey, you're a hypocrite."
We're all hypocrites.
Yeah. Well, the Tentacruel's coming with a very black and white stance on this. That's like, you harm us and we'll harm you. Even, yeah.
Yeah, and so the gang goes for a full power attack, sending out other Pokemon. And then we get that scene from the intro where Pikachu's riding on Pidgeotto.
Yeah, it just sends out the squad, and so all the flying Pokemon are carrying the non-flying Pokemon.
Yeah, and Zubat's carrying Squirtle somehow. I don't know how. Zubat doesn't have like arms or anything.
Squirtle's cosplaying as Batman.
Maybe they just like super glued Squirtle to Zubat.
Super glued?
They just stuck them together. Get some contact cement in there.
How would they get them apart? It's a new evolution. The Bat Squirtle. Yeah, and this is kind of effective, though, this assault all out attacking back. Pikachu's frying a bunch of Tentacools. The star Pokemon are like just chucking them back in the ocean. And Misty, we see her climbing up somewhere. She's gonna, try to advocate, try to get the two sides to agree.
So Pikachu's able to actually reason with the Tentacruel, able to like talk to it. But it's not until Misty apologizes on behalf of the humans that Tentacruel retreats. But he promises that if it ever happens again, they will not stop. Everyone will fucking die.
Yeah, he's got mad Brainiac aliens attacking the city energy here. Why are Pokemon defending the humans? Misty's like, we're sorry. Misty is the definitely the hero of this episode.
Absolutely.
Though. She really wants to not just she wants to empathize with the Pokemon, but also figure out like a non-violent solutions, which I think is definitely admirable.
Yeah, you got there.
Yeah, and so the Tentacruel's like, fine, okay, you got a good point. We'll stop, but you got to make sure the humans don't fuck with us anymore, because we'll destroy every single one of you. We're strong. Throws away Meowth. He doesn't need his mouthpiece anymore.
I think I would try to keep the Tentacruel happy. He's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
I think he would destroy anything in
plus,
in
like,
one go.
Nestina did not do an ecological survey before she started building.
No.
There needs to be some regulation to make sure that environmental impacts are minimized.
Where's the environmental board?
Yeah, exactly.
On this island.
Exactly.
Come on, Porta Vista.
This was done completely wrong.
So yeah, Nestina hasn't learned a goddamn thing throughout this entire episode, so she shoots at the Tentacruel. Tentacruel launches her into the sky, probably fucking murdering her.
Yeah, we're I'm glad though that the Tentacruel has I think kind of learned that not all humans represent all humans, and didn't take that to be breaking their truce. So that's good.
Yeah. And so she lands in the area where Brutella is now. This is where we learn the reveal that they are in fact cousins, and Brutella tells her to not drop in on her. The gang catches the next ferry back to the mainland. Misty officially has Horsey on her team, and then she steals Ash's pose, which goes for a fun moment because Ash gets pissed.
Yeah, Brock's like, I'm gonna try it next.
You guys get your own poses.
That's the episode.
Yeah, and they're off to the next gym, which we should
I liked
see
this
soon.
episode. I liked
it's a
this
good episode
a lot. Yeah, it's just like weird, wacky, over the top, and it's reminiscent of some Other good media. So let's get into literary comparison minute. Literary comparison minute with Creo. An absolute classic piece of literature, one of the high points of human storytelling. That dolphin episode, Halloween episode of The Simpsons. You all know the one where the dolphins climb out of the sea to take vengeance on humans who have repressed them for so long and basically murder and enslave everyone. Pretty much the same episode, eh?
That's it? That's your whole reference?
No, I got more, but do you like that one? Come on, that is a very similar episode, right?
Sure. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. You got to check it out.
It sounds familiar,
it's
but
one
I
of the
don't remember it at
Halloween
all.
specials. The Halloween specials are like, oh my goodness, top Simpsons episodes. This is a must-watch for anyone. It is an insanely funny episode. Very weird and over the top. And it has the same kind of plot progression as this Pokemon episode we just watched. No, this really goes back to any of these stories about humans harming the earth in a way that gets gets the earth to kind of fight back. The Godzilla references are obvious, right? So Godzilla, I'm not sure if everyone's aware of this, but like everyone knows what Godzilla is. But as a story or as like a medium, it happened in the 50s. In Japan came out the first Godzilla. It's definitely a post-nuclear warfare sort of story. Because Godzilla, the idea is that this monster from the earth was triggered, was kind of rose, or even in some of the lore created from nuclear radiation. So humans doing these things to the earth, to each other, that caused this monster to emerge and enact vengeance. And this is a theme that goes through tons of media and lots of Japanese media too. Princess Mononoke, great movie by Studio Ghibli. It's a lot about our relationship with nature and about how harming nature has all kinds of consequences. And then, okay, for a book, a lot of this is modern media. Couldn't really find a great literature example, but lots of media examples. But Jaws was a book originally, apparently. So I'm gonna go with Jaws. I didn't know that either. Apparently, the book came out, and the showrunners for the movie had copies before it was even published or something. So the movie went into production before the book of Jaws even came out, and the book and the movie hit shelves about like a year apart, like shelves in theaters.
That's weird.
Yeah, but Jaws is kind of has the same industrialization of the beach, and then that push to industrialization causes issues. Because when the first people are attacked by the shark, there's a lot of talk like, okay, we should shut down this beach. We shouldn't be industrializing it more. And the people who are making money off of that are pushing harder and harder. Like, no, that's just fear mongering. Keep it open. And a lot of people die because this killer shark is eating everyone. So I think that story has similar energy here as well.
Interesting.
Okay, 4 poor. Let's get to the rating board.
And our first category for Tentacool and Tentacruel will be antagonist likability.
Oh, that's the Tentacruel?
Would that be the Tentacruel, or would that be Nastina?
If it's Nastina, a 2.
I would probably say it's the Tentacruel.
Yeah, this is tricky. Yeah. I mean, if we can just choose, because I think they're both antagonists, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, the Tentacruel I love, like 10. Like, he's dope as fuck. He's just like a scary monster. I love scary monsters. But Nastina would get like a 2. I don't know. She's annoying.
Well, they're kind of both antagonists, so what if we just average it out?
A 6?
So 6.
Okay.
All right, and second category will be... I really need a bigger picture.
He needs a bigger picture, folks.
Okay, here we go. Let's revert our rating from antagonist. We'll just scrap Nastina from that, because the second category is the character of the day, and that is Nastina.
Ah, so that's a 2.
So that's a 2. So there you go. 6 out of 10. Easy peasy.
Okay, so we'll use antagonist to be Tentacruel. This one to be Nastina. Okay, gotcha.
So there you go.
So 2 6s this week, eh?
Is that what
not
the
bad,
last
not
episode
bad.
was? I thought last one was 7.
Oh.
Was it 7?
That's too high for what it deserves. It was just 7 episodes sucked. The Tentacruel one was good.
I don't remember. I'll remember when I listen back.
James's boobs will haunt everyone.
Yeah.
The ghost of James's boobs passed.
All right, that's everything that we got for today.
Yeah, that's the episode. Shout us out in the comments for feedback, how you're liking the episodes. You can contact us and with other ideas at To Kill A Delibird at gmail.com. We're on Spotify, all of the podcast platforms as well. Be sure to give us a review, subscribe, that sort of thing. Set your podcast to auto-download if you can. It helps the channel a lot. Intro and outro music is by Alexi Actions called 80s Synthwave. Is that anything else?
Well, do you want to know what we're doing next week?
What are we doing next week?
Next week, we're taking a look at 2 more episodes. Next week is our 10th episode. We're hitting double digits, baby.
Woohoo!
So we're looking at 2 more episodes. We're looking at episode 20, The Ghost of Maiden's Peak, and episode 21, a classic, it's Bye Bye Butterfree.
We might have a special guest next week, right?
Quote unquote special. It's not like anybody listening knows who this person is.
Someone listening might.
Yeah. Well,
but nobody who doesn't know us in person would.
So we'll see how that goes. We got 2 episodes then for next week. And the week after that, we're meeting Sabrina. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, heck yeah.
And that's all we got for today.
All right. Well, have a good one.
Yeah.
Keep it Tentacool.
That was horrible.
You're horrible.
I know.